Hello, can you guys hear me?
This summer could be your $1 million moment. 3 more lucky Rewards Club members will become millionaires.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me.
$1 million moment.
Hello? Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay, awesome. Hey guys, happy Father's Day to everyone. Hello, hello. PDina is running about 10 minutes late, so she will be joining us very, very soon. How is everybody doing? See if I can get rid of this little banner thing here. I don't know what this banner thing is. How is everyone doing? Let me see if I can get back to the comments. Hey, Andrea, nice to see you. Hi, Jamie. Oh, you missed your dad. Yes, thank you. Happy Heavenly Father's Day to my dad. Oh, it is kind of hard. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, you always think that your parents are going to be there, then one day they're not. Jamie, you're missing your dad. Oh, yeah, he's in heaven. It's hard. Yeah. Oh. Hey, Gizer, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Oh, hold on a second here. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can send PDina the link here. Do you guys like this little graphic? Lizzie made this adorable graphic, you guys. I'm going to see if I can get PDina the link here. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Technical issue here. Okay, so PDina will be joining us in just a moment. But isn't this the most lovely photograph you've seen for Father's Day? I just love this photograph. Absolutely love this photograph of William. Yes, Carol says the Father's Day posts from the royal family are amazing. They are. They really, really are. I love the fact that William is such a dad. I love that. Absolutely love that he's such a dad. He's such a good family man. And it's just such a, I love the fact that the Waleses really put their family first and their children first. And I know a lot of people criticize them, but I think it's a lovely thing to see when you see the love that William has for his children, especially when George and him go to the soccer matches. I love to see the bonding between the father and the son. And I just love to see the children growing up and the bond that they have with their family. I think it's so important to have that. Yes, George, I think all of their children are going to be really tall, considering the fact that William is 6'3", Catherine is 5'9". So I believe that a lot of people are predicting that Prince George could be the tallest monarch. He could get to 6'4", 6'5", and I think there was only one monarch in the UK that was 6'4". I believe the King of Spain is like 6'5". He's a very tall monarch, but William is also pretty tall at 6'3". So there's a definite possibility for sure. Okay. Oh, here she is. Padina's here. Hello, Padina. Welcome.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy Father's Day to the
Happy
men in your
Father's
life.
Day. Nice to be here.
Yes, we're just gushing over Prince William, a man who stands on business.
Yes.
Us ladies, we like a man who can take care of it in the boardroom and the bedroom. Let's be honest. A little nasty on Father's Day. Sorry. But anyway, we're talking about the beautiful royal family and their Father's Day wishes to everyone.
Mhm.
And of course, we're going to go over a little bit of the trooping of the color.
Okay, yeah.
Your take on this, Padina, because you got to know that there were some plates flying in Montecito yesterday.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
I mean, how
You
can you
know
know
it.
it, right? Because we all know that Prince Harry wanted to be there, right?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I heard that he was having a watch party with some friends because that's what he wants to do. That's where he wants to be. That's where he feels more at himself, how he feels in terms of tradition. It's something he's been doing his whole life, and now to be X'd out, it's not like he can't go because he's got other plans or he's in another country, he's traveling. No, he's not welcomed. So you can only imagine how that makes him feel. It makes him feel left out. And when you are put in a position where someone tells you you can't be there, that's when you most want to be there. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's another one of the beautiful Wells family. I love the fact that they're kind of giving us more behind the scenes. If I can find it, they had a video that they had released about them getting ready, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're really starting to step up their game, right? They're starting to step up their game a little bit more on showcasing us behind the scenes, which I really like. And of course, Harry and Meghan are all pissed about that. Like, oh, so now you're going to do the press. You couldn't do it with us.
Exactly. But you know what it says? It says
Yeah.
that they are more attuned to evolving. It says the monarchy wants to grow. It wants to expand on how it used to do things. And whether that's, maybe things that Meghan or Harry are doing in Montecito. Hey, there's nothing that tells the royal family that they can't do it too. So they're evolving with the times and they're becoming more modern, more accustomed to highlighting their family around the traditions that they're doing. They are giving the public more of the family in terms of access and what you see and your experiences around the monarch. I mean, I know for myself, when I was in the United Kingdom, when you want to go to these events, it's difficult. You can't really see the monarch. You can't really see the royals. Like when I went to the coronation, there were protests. I was behind the protesters. Okay. I couldn't see anything. But I think when you give the public more insight behind the scenes, you give them access, in a different way. It's enlightening to see this because, for those that don't get to see it when they're physically there, you could at least see, a video, a recap or something. And these experiences, I think people appreciate, and that's why they're doing this,
Definitely. And here is one thing that I really love. Look how regal the royal family is. You have Princess Anne, who's in her 70s.
Yeah.
You have Prince Edward in his, almost 60s, and then Prince William. And they just look so regal.
Yeah.
Down the street. You know what I'm saying? I love that. They're so regal.
There's something about it, like seeing, the uniforms and the tradition. And, like we don't have that here in America. So like, I know when I watch it, there's just something special. And have you ever been to like any of their events or anything? Did you go to the coronation?
I did not. I did not go to the coronation. I did not go to the Platinum Jubilee or the funeral. I haven't been to Europe since I was a kid. And that's kind of one of my goals is to go back to the UK. That is what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
hoping. But
yeah.
you went that. Did you go for the Platinum Jubilee?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I think whenever you get a chance to go, because I met another American when I was there, and we were talking about just how great it is that, the United Kingdom, they have these experiences where everyone comes together and everyone is being, like celebrating, and just you come together. And it just is so unique. It's nothing like what we have here in the States. And I just thought it was such a great thing to experience, something that we don't have. And so I could really appreciate it when I was there. It's different.
Right.
Oh,
And
hi,
look,
Lizzie B. Lizzie B is here. Hello,
hi, Liz.
Lizzie
Yeah,
B.
Carol's here. By
Yeah,
the way, say hello to my lovely moderators, Carol and Lizzie. They do phenomenal work.
they do. Yes,
Thank
yes.
you, ladies. Hi, Carrie, all the way from Australia, 3 a.m. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day to everyone. But I loved seeing the photos of course, Catherine and Charlotte running around in their beautiful outfits. It's such a lovely family to see
Mm-hmm.
them running around. And I had to share this with you. Now, does she not remind you of a quintessential childhood princess? Like,
Yes.
this is
Yeah.
how they dress, this is how they look. The hair
Yes.
is neatly combed, it's beautifully done. I like the fact that she looks like a child. They're not trying to
Yes.
make her look too adult too soon.
Right.
She just looks like a little princess. That's
She
what
really does. So cute.
nice.
And her hair is just getting so long.
She's got her mother's hair.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that was the one thing I was saying. It's so neat to watch how they're growing up before our eyes, and we feel like they're a part of our family because we get to see them grow up and we get to experience the children. It's complete opposite of what Harry and Meghan are doing, which I think is a detriment to their children. I think it creates more of a risk when you try to hide the children. But I think just how they're out and they're a part of these traditions, and we experience the children as they grow up, we appreciate that. And I think the public appreciates it. And I think you garner more respect from the public when you are a public person, when you are open and transparent about your family.
Right, because there's no smoke and mirrors. It's like, here it is.
Right. Yep. That's
You know?
exactly right.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the things about Harry and Meghan that was really to their detriment was
Yeah.
this need for secrecy. It makes people not trust them.
Yeah. Yeah. Being very secretive. That's a good point. Being secretive and not really wanting to share your family as a public person. I think Megan has made her situation worse, um, by trying to be the way she is with the children. I mean, well, I think Megan wants the children. Harry is the one that wants to hide them. But Megan, I think, yeah, she definitely wants to publicize the children a lot more. Don't you think? I think she wants to use the children to make money.
Oh,
Um,
yes, those are definitely what she wants to do. She definitely wants to monetize the children. I think that's the direction that they are most definitely headed toward. And that's why I'm saying, when Harry and Meghan are sitting at home and they're seeing this,
yeah.
it's like they're missing out. They're having FOMO. But again, they did it to themselves. That he
Yep.
is the one who has removed his children from his heritage. He is the one
Yep.
who moved into another country. So he can't be mad that the royal family has just gone on existing without them and that the public is
Mhm.
now falling in love with the Wells's children because those are the children they get to see.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I
We're
mean,
told that
it's
we're
going to
under
come to a
the
head. It's
yeah.
going to come to a head. I'm telling you, Michelle, you are watching the downfall of Harry in real time because, like, watching the family, the Trooping the Colors, seeing everything that he is no longer a part of, this compounds itself and it becomes more and more of a detriment for him psychologically the more he is away from his family and experiencing the family living without him, getting along without him, moving ahead and just, hey, just getting on with the work of the monarchy. And they are not missing a beat now that Harry is gone at all. And that doesn't sit well with him. As a matter of fact, Neil Sean talked about how because he had a source that was working for Harry and Meghan that is no longer working
He's
for
got that
them.
really good source.
Yes, he did. And he talked about how Harry is really depressed right now. He feels like he has lost everything. And we can see that he's lost everything, right? So we get it, right? We can see it and how horrible it is. Imagine being that person and feeling it and going through it every day, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Sunflower says, Meghan just doesn't know how to take care of Lily's hair. It is different texture than hers, requires lots of brushing and washing. Meghan's dad made sure he knew how to take care of Meghan's hair. Okay, so this would be a topic for you, Padina, because again, I'm not very well versed. Now,
Yeah.
Meghan, when she was younger, she did have more of a afro. She didn't have straight hair, right? So I guess she kind of had a mix. So
Yeah.
Meghan's hair, her natural texture is different, but it appears that her daughter, Betty, has more of, I guess, a Caucasian texture from what we can tell. I mean, we really can't tell. But yeah, so do you think she's having an issue? I don't know.
Well, she's having some kind of issue because that girl's hair needs to be brushed. I'm sorry. If you can't do it, get a maid, get a cook, somebody to do it, okay? Because it's not right that your daughter is, you know, you are who you are with the title, and your daughter is going around in public. I mean, we don't see the face, but we certainly see the hair. And that hair is a rat's nest. I'm sorry. She needs
It is. She always looks unbrushed. They always look like they're wearing pajamas.
Yes, it looked like she was wearing pajamas. I was thinking the same thing with no shoes on. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, it is really odd. It's always like an afterthought.
Yeah, it's neglect. It's a form of neglect. I'm
Ooh,
sorry.
it is.
It
Okay.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Padina's not having the gloves on today. He is not playing today. Yes.
Yes.
I agree with you though, because I mean, they look a mess, right?
Yeah.
They look very unkept. I did have photos of them, but I don't have them ready. But yeah, they definitely looked very, very unkept, which is sad. And like I said, when you see the comparison between Charlotte, it's like the real royal and the non-royal, and it's sad because it's not Betty's fault.
Right. It's not. And that's the other part that I think that could be a problem, because these children, I think, are going to experience things that are not going to be their fault, but they're going to experience, I think, a lot of negative things because of their parents later when they get older. And that's unfortunate. But, you know, you look at how Meghan has treated people in general, and some people just will take that out on the children, which I think would not be right to do. But you got a lot of crazies that will do that. I mean, look at the people that support them and what they do to the children of the Wells, you know. You just have to really, when you are a public person like this, you have to protect your family in a way that says, you know, I'm not going to put more harm or stress on them by just being a person that knows how to navigate public life the right way. And I think all the mistakes, all the intentional mistakes, all the things that they have done that will bring, I think, inevitably problems to their own children, it's terrible. And you can see it happening now. And I mean, the whole idea that they want these children to be prince and princess in a country where we don't even acknowledge prince and princess. Can you imagine how these children are going to be made fun of and are going to be teased with these royal titles that don't really belong in America? I mean, that's just one example. And that's the thing that is compounded all the time with Harry and Meghan. They're constantly doing things that I think could put their children in harm's way.
Yeah, and speaking of, I mean, this is a reality for the royal family. You know, they have to deal with people who are literally in their face saying, "Down with the monarchy, not my king." And this is such a poignant photo, and I feel so bad for the children having to see it, but it's important for them to know that not everyone is going to be a fan, not everyone is going to support them. But do you think, this is my opinion, the royal family, the hate toward the royal family and the monarchy has doubled since Megxit?
That's interesting.
I think because of Harry and Meghan, I don't remember having these protests before then.
Yeah, I think they have made it worse for the king, the royal family in general, with all the racist allegations. The things that Meghan and Harry have done with their Netflix, Oprah, the constant backlash to their family or to the royal family has definitely made an impact on the amount of opposition that the monarchy is getting today. And you have to, accuse Harry and Meghan for being part of that. That's absolutely, I think, what it is,
Yeah, exactly. And so I just think, it was important for them to see that. But I love the fact that regardless of what they're facing, they're still out there. They're still
Mm-hmm.
doing what they're supposed to do. It's not about being popular. It's not about being famous or rich. It's about being a royal, living a life of service. And
Mm-hmm.
it's an important lesson that the Wells's children are learning. But Harry's children are being like hidden away in a castle in Montecito. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like when they do come out to the public and they are well known and people start to see them, it's going to be a culture shock because they're
It is.
not,
Yeah. They are kept in the castle of Rapunzel. I mean,
and it does kind of worry
it
me
is
though.
so. Oh my goodness.
Oh, is that
Yes.
Otis?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get my dog. Hold on one second.
Okay, okay. Well, let her get her doggy. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Carrie. Thanks, y'all, for joining. Hi, Cora's Land. Thank you for joining. Hey, Corona Royals. He says, is it just
Sorry about that.
me? That's okay. Is it just me or do those kids always look ghetto and ratchet? They never look part, especially for royal kids. Yes, yes. They look feral. I hate to say it.
Feral children. That's true. They do look like they're feral children. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, that's the other thing. Why would you do this? Oh,
Right?
call. Yeah. Why would you do that to your children? I mean, make them look somewhat decent when they go out in public like that. I
I
mean,
don't know. I
I
don't
don't get it.
know. But it was a really beautiful day. It was really nice to see the Welleses out and about celebrating the king's birthday and the tradition. It was wonderful to see. And then we have another story. Dun, dun, dun. We have David Beckham, you guys, got knighted. Finally. Finally
Yes,
knighted.
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
You
And
think
that's the other thing. Can you imagine how Harry is feeling? I think he is
yes.
feeling very kicked to the curb once again, right?
Yeah, and you know what's really
Feeling.
interesting about David Beckham and his wife, and I feel so bad for them,
Uh-huh.
is their son has cut off complete contact with the entire family now.
Yes,
He
yes.
has gone no contact. He is pulling a Harry and a Meghan.
Yep, yep, he sure is. It is just, I think, a regret eventually he will have for doing this because it doesn't make sense. I mean, we don't know what's going on personally behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but I can imagine that it's trivial. It's not really a big deal. And at some point, people always end up having some kind of conflict with a parent or someone eventually. But I don't think it will last. I think Victoria is very much pro family and wants to have her son around, but it could also be the wife. It could be the wife causing conflict like what Meghan has done with Harry and his family,
That's what a lot of people are saying, that she could be a Meghan 2.0, which is so sad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if anyone can definitely feel what they're feeling, it would be the royal family, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely, I'm sure, have sympathy, and I'm sure I could imagine the king and David Beckham talking about that. I mean,
Right.
like, say, like, can you believe our sons? Can you believe how our sons are acting right now? It's just
I
kind of going
know.
all in on that.
I know. So today's Father's Day in America. Yet when I went to Meghan Markle's Instagram,
Nothing.
not a Father's Day post.
Now, is there anything that's on her stories?
I haven't looked. That's a fair point.
Is there?
but I didn't see any posts.
I can look real
Yeah,
quick.
let's look. I didn't see any posts for Father's Day. Now you thought there would be like a big proclamation. I don't think
Yeah.
there was a story though.
Here,
No, there's no story.
there's nothing on her stories.
No,
Okay.
no story. And then I went to her business page. She has not posted in 8 days, you guys.
Well, you know what? This is the thing. Well, she hasn't posted. Well, she did post the Disneyland to get, I think, to detract
Well,
from.
that's been since 8 days. So she hasn't posted on her business page since she posted that monstrosity of her in the ocean
Okay.
dress in 8 days. Like, oh, so excited for the weekend. Now, remember, I talked about how she had gained 800,000 followers after she did that twerking video, how it really pushed her from teetering between the 2.9 and the 3 million, right? It was kind of teetering. And nothing has moved since in
Right.
8 days. And that's like dog years in Instagram. Okay.
Right.
And when you haven't posted since June 7th, what are we, June 15th? You have an uptick to 3.9,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She's kind of stuck ever since the twerking video, which has been a while. So she hasn't moved, and no Father's Day post.
I can't believe. Well, keep in mind, okay, so it's like 1 now here, 10. Hold on one second. 10, 11, 12, 1. So it's like 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. So probably around, okay, if she doesn't, whew, my dog is, there's someone at my house. He's like overly excited. I think if she doesn't post anything like around noon LA time,
Yeah.
like in a couple of hours, then there's something wrong. There's a problem.
Yeah, because like we know he's from the UK and they celebrated the UK Father's Day, but again, they're trying to do, America and the UK, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of weird that she literally hasn't posted anything in 8 days.
Yes,
On
it's
the
very
business
weird.
site, on her personal site, since they had that twerking video. And I'm like, for Father's Day, you especially since it was Trooping the Color. I mean, think about it. They did a Father's Day post for the royal family. Is it not Father's Day in the UK? They did a Father's Day post.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
why not Harry in America? Where is his loving photo of the back of Archie's head?
And what's going on?
Running in the beach. Right?
Yeah.
Is anyone realizing how weird that is for them?
That's very weird. It's very out of character. And that's the thing, when you, just like with Harry and Meghan holding hands all the time in the beginning.
Yes. Uh-huh.
When you are showing yourself to be a certain way, when you no longer are doing the things that we're used to seeing, then that's how we read into the relationship. That's how we read into what's going on with your family, because you're not acting like the normal that you initially introduced yourself to us. Now imagine, will we ever think that around William and Catherine? Well, they never were coming out always lovey-dovey on each other. Every once in a while they'll hug or hold hands or something, but it wasn't something we became accustomed to, like, oh, they're not holding hands, oh, there's something's going on. We've been accustomed to seeing them just doing their work and their duty, keeping it very professional. However, with Harry and Meghan, it's just the opposite. They came out with all this lovey-dovey, and when we don't see it as much anymore, we know something is wrong. So they've set a precedence for what to look at when we see that they're not in their normal, behavior. And so that's how we pick up on it. And so we know something is wrong if she does not post anything. That is going to be a clear indicator, because that's what they've done all the while. They've always posted something for different occasions, or every few days Meghan is posting. They've really put themselves in a predicament, I think, because we're reading into a lot of things to see that the relationship is no longer moving ahead in a good way. It's definitely got some cracks, and there's some things happening that we can see there's something wrong with Harry and Meghan's relationship now.
Right.
Sure.
Hey, bestie. It's my friend Alicia. She's a really big fan of you, PDina. She's a big fan. So my bestie, hi there.
Hi.
I'm like, girl, I'm on the live. I had to call her out. I didn't tease her.
Yeah, I get it.
But somebody had a comment about her being embarrassed about the twerking video. And I'm like, seriously? I thought that too. I was like, surely she's going to take it down. But no, it's still there.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is the point to what I just said. She can't take it down now because
Yeah.
then we'll know that she's embarrassed of it, or she knows it was a mistake. She has to keep it up to save face. This is why she put out, she thought the twerking video was a big hit, because she has to save face to show that I didn't do anything wrong. As a matter of fact, it was a good thing. I'm glad we did it. But we could also read into it that that's why she posted the Disney photos, because she wanted to distract from the twerking video with these other video or photos from Disneyland. So, you know, she can't take it down. She just can't do it, because we'll know how she truly feels. And I think she's embarrassed by it personally. I think that's probably why some of these people quit the working for her, because that happened right after this happened.
Yes. Well, apparently, according to Meghan and her team, they thought it was a success. They're clearly not embarrassed.
It's a lie.
I mean, well, we're normal people, PDina, so we're thinking it from a different point, from a narcissist.
Yeah.
Right? A narcissist who doesn't embarrass, clearly, who doesn't listen to people. I mean, what is with this mass exodus? I'm going to do a video on that today. Like, why can't they keep people?
Well, they can't, because Meghan lost it when she saw the backlash, I think, from the twerking video, and they quit.
Yeah, so Nancy says the best-selling Father's Day card on Moonpig is their twerking video mocking Harry. They say it was controversial, but it sold out. Did you see that?
I did. No, I can. Do you have it? Or?
No, I don't. We'll have to find it. But there was a photo. It's on Moonpig of Harry and Meghan, and it was like a cartoon. Now they didn't say that it was them, but you can tell it's them.
And what were they doing? They were twerking.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. Okay,
let me see if I can find it too.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I think I can find it. But girl, it's like.
Oh, I think. Oh, wait a minute. I think I found it. I think this is it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna turn it into a PDF really quick. Girl. I'm sorry. I can't. Now, you know, if Harry and Meghan had any sense of humor, they would get in on the joke, but we know they don't have a sense of humor.
No, they don't. They do not. I think I made. Is it a video? Okay, this is what I found. If you want me to share it, I can.
Okay, do you want to share?
Yeah, let me pull it up here. Let me see here. So, was it South Park?
No, Moonpig.
Oh, well, here's one with South Park. If you want to see this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you able to share? Okay.
Is it, you can't see it?
Yep.
Oh, wait. Are you able to see it?
It says adding footage, add to stage. Okay, before presenting a screen, remove other media. Okay. Well, it's not letting me.
Oh no, this is not a video. This is just this is an 8-minute video of them on tour with South Park. So this isn't it. This isn't it.
Okay,
so,
I think I got a photo.
You have it. Okay, but this is funny with South Park though too.
This is funny. So it's like a Christmas card or like some kind of Father's Day card.
Okay.
You guys.
This Father's Day dad dance like no one's watching. Yep. Yep.
Okay, PDina, we need to get some merch. I mean, oh my God. That's funny.
They are crazy. People are. Did you see the one that people did with Meghan? And it like where she pulled her dress up and she has her hands on it, and they keep going over and over.
Oh yeah. They have put that gyrating for Kenzie Schofield, friend of the show. She on her Instagram stories is cracking me up because she's in London right now, and there's pictures of Meghan on yachts. There's pictures of Meghan at Buckingham Palace, and she's like gyrating, and that is such an unflattering look.
It is
to yourself.
I mean, you had to know when you did that, people were going to create memes out of it. You had to know that.
Oh, yeah. Carol said that is what Neil Sean said at Royal Daily Tea about them having a sense of humor. Yeah, they don't have one because honestly, people would like them if they would go on SNL and just make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
People would like them.
They would.
I remember back in the early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s. Do you remember when Hugh Grant got pulled over for hanging out with the lady of the night, and he was scheduled to go on Jay Leno, and he showed up. He showed up for Jay Leno.
That's right. I remember that. And the first thing he said, he goes, "What were you thinking?" The first question he asked him when he sat down to talk to him, he's like, "What were you thinking?" And everybody just started laughing.
And that was brilliant.
Yep.
That was brilliant. He didn't hide. He's like, yeah, I picked up a lady of the night. Oh, well.
Yep.
You know, and he, of course, he's with the lovely Liz Hurley, and everyone's like, what the hell is wrong with you? But he literally owned it.
Yeah.
People don't mind if you're flawed.
Yeah.
Just own it. Be honest. That's why Heidi and her husband, I forgot his name, Heidi Spencer, people love them. They're actually more popular now on social media. After their house burned down, they're always on there. People are supporting them. They love Heidi Montag now because they just own it, right?
Yep.
So the thing about Harry and Meghan, if they would just own it, the fact that people can't stand them, that they're ridiculous, they would do so much better.
Yep, they would. They would gain the people's respect because they were like, "Oh, you can make fun of yourself. You're not ashamed." But this is the problem they run into when they do make fun of themselves. They are going to have to some way rebrand, because making fun of yourself in these compromising positions or circumstances, it kind of changes what you represent, like your brand. It kind of has an effect on that. And you almost have to just roll with it, because see what Meghan is doing, she's trying to set a standard for her brand to be elevated. This is why she ghosts people, because she's like, you're too beneath me, or you don't make me what I'm trying to portray. You don't make that look good. You are a detriment to what I'm trying to build and paint for people, right? So when she goes to try to make fun of herself and people see her in a certain way, then that shifts her narrative from what she wants to be seen as. And so that's why she'll never do it. This is why she'll never be able to make fun of herself, because she wants to always give this illusion. We see what she's done to her father. We know how she's treated people in her life that are close to her. She'll never be able to win us over because we see the dead bodies behind you. So it's almost like you watch her do these things, and the outcome is never going to be what she thinks she's going to get eventually with it, because it's like we see it all. Social media has revealed who you are. Own up to the mistakes that you've made, but she won't.
The internet's forever, and you can't lie anymore, can you? Because we have tape. Like when Harry tries to say that he never called the royal family racist, that it was the British media. It was
right.
Media.
Yeah.
Remember that? We literally pull up the tape and we're like, you literally said that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's like, wow. So Jamie says, I read on the next South Park episode that Megsy is furious that she called Megzilla on the next episode. So there's been some YouTubers out there who have been spreading stories that they're going to be doing another South Park. It hasn't been confirmed, but you know what? Baby Jesus, make it happen. Seriously.
Right.
To happen. They could do an entire 8-part series. And make it.
Yes, they could. Yes, they. And I heard it too.
Yeah. I mean, everything from I'm Sussex Now, which is literally never going to go away.
Ever. Yep.
Ever.
That's always going to be there. Yep.
To the twerking video. Oh my goodness. I would love a whole entire series of just Harry and Meghan.
That would do so well if they did that.
I don't think they realize what a gold mine.
Yeah.
It really is.
I think they are working on it. If I had to guess, I think they are working on creating a South Park with them, another episode at least. I think, did Neil Sean report on that? Because I don't know. I heard.
I think a lot of people have talked about it, but the rumor is that she's trying to fight it behind the scenes. Now, what the heck happened with that Brooke Shields podcast? Because India Hicks, it was on her podcast. Now, we all know India Hicks. I forgot whose daughter she is, but she was one of the little bridesmaids for Princess Diana. So she's part of the royal family in some way. I can't exactly remember how she's related, but she was a bridesmaid for Princess Diana. And she had Brooke Shields on her podcast. And Brooke Shields just kind of said, Meghan was sitting here talking about when I was 11, the dish soap commercial. But she wasn't being really rude to Meghan. She said she was too precious, but she
Yeah.
kind of wanted to lighten the mood because it was getting a little deep. Meghan kills the mood in the room. And so, she came out and said, well, I was 11. I played a prostitute. And it was funny. It was
Right.
funny.
It was. And yeah,
Podcast
Megan.
got taken down.
Yeah. And
So
I think taking it down was a mistake. I think they should have just left it the way it was. I think Megan made a big deal out of it. And I think that's what happened. That's why they took it down.
Yeah. Well, maybe India Hicks felt bad, because she is technically, I guess they said she is the goddaughter for King Charles. So, and she seems like a really nice girl, but it wasn't negative, but she took it down.
It wasn't. I think roll with it, have fun with it, and think, yeah, what a different life you both had. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the other thing is people have a problem with that whole story because it was just basically a lie. It was not even the truth. She didn't change that commercial.
No, she didn't. It was a class project.
It was a class project. And a lot of people around the country wrote in about that commercial, not just Meghan.
Right.
Yes.
Someone said India Hicks is the granddaughter of Lord Mountbatten. Okay, thank you, Sunflower. I knew she was related, but I didn't quite know the exact way that she was related.
And she's the goddaughter of King Charles.
That's right. Jamie said, I read that old Megsy can't sue South Park for using the twerking scene because Megsy has the twerking video on her Instagram. You can't sue someone for something you have on your Instagram. That could be right. I don't know 100%, but it is public consumption. Yep. And if they make it like this card right here, they never said it was Harry and Meghan. It's a likeness, but I mean,
yep. It is a likeness, but it is the name. Right, exactly.
So for trademarking, yeah, it's real. If you put something out there in the public, yeah, if it's not original, it's just a dancing video. Unless they trademark it, that could be.
Yeah, unless they trademarked it. But man, what a disaster. What a disaster.
I know. I think it's because it's public IG. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen next, PDina?
Well, I think we are going to watch Harry be the downfall. We're going to watch his life crumble before our eyes. Unfortunately, his life is going to spiral, and he will never be able to rebuild what he has until he leaves Meghan. Unfortunately, and I don't want to wish divorce on anyone. But that's what I see. I see there's no way it can work out because see, the royal family is never going to take Meghan back. Like Meghan she's lost her chance. Harry might have a chance. That's even slim to none. But Meghan, oh no. So Harry can't move on with both. He can't have his family and his wife. His wife is replaceable. His family is not.
Okay, so let me play the devil's advocate here.
Okay.
We know that Harry and Meghan, again, they don't play with a full deck. As we say in the South, their cornbread wasn't cooked in the middle. Okay, they need a couple more minutes. Okay. They want their children to be royals. They wanted the whole HRH. That was a whole big stink about the passports. Then he was trying to be a Spencer because he thought he could, speed it up. Again, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Mm-hmm. So we know that the kids have their HRHs and the prince and princess title, and he thinks that they might be able to come back if they want, just in case, 2 children who are barricaded in Montecito, that they can come back and be working royals, which of course nobody would ever think that. I think Andrew would have a better shot before the children, right?
Yeah.
So my question to you is, do you think Harry's going to push for his kids to come back? Is he going to start coming back on his own with his kids because he really wants the prestige and he really wants the circumstance and that tradition for his kids? So do you think they're going to start pushing that with the children?
My dog, Otis. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
His Royal Highness Otis has spoken, y'all. Romeo is asleep next to me. Flapper
Okay,
20.
sorry about that. So what I think is going to happen, I think Harry is going to want to take his kids back to the UK. Meghan is not going to allow it, but he has every right to do that if he wants to. He can absolutely do that. Meghan's not going to allow it. I think at some point Harry and Meghan are going to be fighting because of that conflict. That Harry wants one thing, Meghan wants another, but they're both entitled to it. So it really becomes a matter of when Harry's going to put his foot down and say, woman, I'm going to do what I want to do. Forget you. That's what it's going to take. Now, the question becomes whether or not Harry's going to be bold enough to actually do that.
Right.
I think he's going to become he's going to feel so like strong about it that he's just going to have to just do it. He's going to snap and he's going to say, I want my children to come to the United Kingdom. And that's what is going to happen.
Well, because you say that Archie's now 6. So he's getting to a certain point. He's getting older, right? So when the Invictus Games happen in 2027, Padina, that's 2 years. He'll be 8. So that, because you see George out with William. We don't see Louis, but we see George. Pretty soon Louis is going to start joining, right? The boys, the soccer. And we see Charlotte out with Catherine. But I think, do you think we could see Archie at the Invictus Games?
I think we will see Archie there because I think there was some kind of report that said that Harry wanted to bring Archie to the Invictus Games.
Yeah.
It was something to pass on to his son.
Yes, the legacy.
I think Harry it would behoove him to do such a thing because he needs to start passing on things that are royal-like, that he loves, that he wants his son to experience, because that's something that he can experience outside of actually doing it through the royal family. That's Harry's own deal. That's what he has created, or what he was allowed to create. But yeah, absolutely. But Harry is going to be in a position where he's going to have to really start trying to put his foot down and be very forceful with what he actually wants, because Meghan and Harry are no longer aligned in purpose. I always say that on my channel. And when you start seeing people who are no longer aligned in purpose, and when they have to make a decision between something that they both share, that's when the conflict happens. That's when the fighting starts. That's when you start having the aggression to say, I want this. And then the other says, no, I want this. And then that's when you have the fighting, the splitting up, and then just chaos around this single thing that they both own, the children. So,
well, I think it's going to be a fight because we see Meghan, right? According to rumors, Meghan wants to start monetizing Lily. She wants to do the daughter legacy. I think we're going to see a clothing line, Princess Lilybet clothing. And I think with Archie, but Meghan's not letting him. Uh-oh, is Padina here? Let's see. Hopefully, I don't know if Padina left. She's just off camera. Uh-oh. Oh, there she is.
I'm here. My dog keeps getting up and running off because he's
okay. I think we need to show Otis. Okay, Otis.
Here he is.
Oh,
he's being a troublemaker right now. I'm being a troublemaker. How old is troublemaker?
How old is he?
He's 6.
Oh,
in doggy year, so he's like a 30-some-year-old man.
He's so cute. He's like, how dare Mama not have me on camera today?
I know. Well, he keeps getting up and leaving, Otis. You have to stay right here. Okay.
Go bark.
You need to stay right here, Mr. Man.
Yes, Otis is being a troublemaker.
He's being a troublemaker today. He's like, I want to go see who's at the house. Yeah, it's okay, Otis. It's okay.
Says, I don't want to see Harry's kids anymore than I want to see Harry and Meghan. Yeah, it's kind of gotten to the point where you kept your kids private, keep them private, right? There's that one actress, oh gosh, I can't think of her name. She's with that one really good looking, is it Ryan Gosling and his wife? We've never seen their kids.
Oh, really?
Because they're so private, and it's like, great, good for them. But Harry and Meghan carting their kids out with emojis on their faces and with their heads, and then trying to monetize it on my shop on your Instagram. It's like, oh, they're getting there. They're getting there. And I think the kids progress in age,
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen really, really soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if Harry carted out Archie to the Invictus Games. And I don't know what the legality is of showing their face or not. If they're in a public arena, he's 8 years old, I don't know. But again, I do believe that Meghan is planning something with her daughter. Who wants to go in business with a 4-year-old? Oh, I want to go in business with my daughter. What?
Yeah, that is just so terrible. I mean, she's
Hair.
already seeing dollar signs. I mean, this woman is just so
Mommy dearest.
all about, I mean, she's not even about the welfare of her children for that. I mean, it's like she just sees the dollar sign. She sees the potential of making money because she's failing at it. She can't do it by herself, so she's trying to use the child to do it. It's
Mhm.
it's disgraceful. I don't understand this woman and her obsession with trying to make all this money, make all this, like, have all this notoriety. I mean, you're never going to have it. I don't care who she brings in. I don't care if she brings the children in, if she brings Archie in. The success of this woman is never going to happen because of who she is and what she has done. Her past is not going to be forgotten. She's never going to be able to make up for everything that she's done. And no child is going to be able to come in and erase all of that. It's over. It is done. It is a wrap, Meghan Markle. Okay. She
Right.
needs to understand that.
Lizzie says, what do you think about the comment Meghan did about empowering Lily, but teaching her brother how to support women? Can't we feel empowered too? Or he shouldn't because he's a boy? Isn't that sexist? That's a good point, Lizzie, because they're all about gender equality and all these specific group rights, but then she's very much about girl power and feminism. And that was one of the weird things, Pedina, that I picked up about her podcast. It wasn't about learning how to be a business owner, an entrepreneur. It was about feminism. It was all about women. And of course, praising Meghan. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
Don't you think her podcast was mislabeled? It should have been called Confessions of a Feminist.
Yes.
Excuse me, a wannabe feminist who married rich men to succeed. Yeah, great feminist.
This woman, she just has missed the mark with everything. She should have never done any podcast like this. I just think Meghan was just trying too many different things. She's just trying to do this, do that, a book, a movie, a Netflix documentary. She is just so consumed with the access that she has. She doesn't know how to contain it all and to just focus on one thing that is really authentically her. I think Harry has given her so much access that she's like a kid in a candy shop right now, wanting to do so many different things, so she just can't control herself.
Yeah, Jamie says an empowered yachty toddy. Yeah, she has very toxic feminism.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of people villainizing masculine men.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said before, women, we want a man who handles business in the boardroom and in the bedroom. We want a daddy. Okay? That is why Prince William is so sexy.
Yeah.
Because he is a family man. He puts his wife and his kids first, and he's out there on that horse looking like a king.
Yep.
He takes care of his wife and his kids. And I'm sorry. I love that.
You know what the other thing is he is not taking nothing from Harry and Meghan. He is putting his foot down. He is not a wimp around these two losers. That's sexy too,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Flapper, so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Lizzie, thank you so much for the super chat, sweetheart. She is such a trooper. Lizzie and Carol, let's give them a round of applause. Amazing, hardworking moderators, and they really are amazing.
They really are. Yep.
These ladies, they're amazing. Thank y'all for doing that. But yeah, I just find everything just it's sad, and no Father's Day. I can't get over that.
That tells you there's trouble in paradise. There's trouble in Montecito.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, like you said, they are in California time, so it's not even 11 a.m. there. So maybe she's sleeping in.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But I just find it weird that they have a new Instagram team, and they didn't think to put that out. Yet the royal family is out there showing William as a father.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
having a Father's Day in the UK.
Yep, they are definitely just doing them, getting along, moving along, and just saying, forget Harry and Meghan right now. They are just in a world of hurt. And you know, I look at this couple and everything that they had talked about wanting to do when they first came out in 2020. And then you look at them now and you can just see all the failures. You can see all the mismanagement of their initial desires when they first came out here. And I think that shows you how it was on such faulty ground. It was so pretentious and so not really purposeful when they first came out here. That's why it hasn't succeeded at this point. And you just look to them as being people that wanted to grift. They wanted to come and make a simple life, an easy life, but make massive amounts of money. And you just can't come thinking you're going to just barely work, barely do anything, not really make true friends, use people, and then build up this empire. Like, they came out here or to the States on false pretenses. I mean, think about it. The first thing that they did was they met with Oprah, documentary, Netflix. They did really bad things. And then on that, they wanted to do legitimate things like the polo and, Megan's show, her Netflix show. And, they wanted to do things that were not talking badly about the royal family, but you built everything that you were about, your whole branding, on the negativity towards the royal family. You're not going to build an empire on top of the horrible things you did when you first came out to America. That's why they haven't succeeded, because you cannot sustain that to build continual a brand that people love you, that people want to surround themselves with you. No, it told people who you are. It told people to stay away from you. If you wanted to build something, you should have moved out to California and said absolutely nothing about the royal family. And you should have built your brand on the love and your great connection to the royal family, but not trying to use them to make the money. Just do something different. But their execution was poor. And this is why they have failed and will continue to fail. It won't work.
Exactly. Nancy says Harry should have married a lovely lady with manners, social graces, respects, and loves family, not a ballistic missile from California wearing jeans with holes, and supposedly jealous claws. Yeah, Meghan 100% was just not built for royal life. She's not a classy girl. She doesn't have what they call pedigree. When you marry to the royal family, you need to marry a woman who understands the assignment.
Yes.
People like Catherine, she was not born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She was not royalty. You look at Sophie, you look at Queen Mary of Denmark. This is a woman who learned an entire new language.
Mm-hmm.
Is now a queen, and she dresses and acts appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when she wants to twerk and drop it like it's hot with her family behind the scenes, that's her business.
That's fine. Yeah.
I see her on a public Instagram dropping it like it's hot.
Mm-hmm. That will not happen. Yep.
And so Meghan just didn't understand that royalty and celebrity are two different things.
That's right. I didn't understand that when I started my channel.
Yes,
but I certainly get it now, and I'm not in the royal family, and I got it.
Yeah, royalty is about mystique and mystery and class, and they're really upholding traditions. They're representing a country. See, Meghan doesn't understand when she calls herself Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. She is representing a country. She is representing the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
She's married to fifth in line to the throne of England, the grandson of the longest ruling monarch in UK history.
Yep.
These are historical moments. The fact that she didn't attend the coronation, this was a historic moment that her and her children did not partake in. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't she's just, it's King Charles's thing, but it's a huge historical event written in the history books.
Yeah.
Her wedding is unfortunately, a part of UK royal history. So when she's dropping it like it's hot, on an Instagram thinking, isn't this cute? I'm the Duchess of Sussex. She doesn't understand what she represents when she uses that title.
That's exactly right. She didn't even respect it enough to at least try to understand it, right? I mean, at some point when standing next to the Queen of England, it should have hit you like a light bulb, like, oh, this is important. This is historic. I mean, it should have been like a big light bulb that went off in her head. I mean,
She married Princess Diana's son. Hello, the most iconic woman in the world.
exactly. And she just never got it. It's just, yeah, she didn't want to. She didn't care. She didn't respect it. And she wanted to do what she wanted to do. And that self entitlement is what has gotten her into the predicament that she's in right now.
Right. And the fact that Harry chose her, a D-list actress. But again, I do believe she hoodwinked him. I do believe that Meghan had carefully crafted that fake Instagram, making it look like, oh, I'm just a philanthropic gal. I love my family. I love my daddy.
Yeah.
And I like to go to Africa. Right.
Yeah.
I like to be around poor people and I like to help people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was all orchestrated to snare Prince Harry because he wanted a woman who did all those things and then understood the assignment. And she lied and said, oh, I speak multiple language. I speak Spanish. She doesn't. She doesn't.
Yep.
So he thought he was marrying a woman who could fit into his culture, his
Yep.
lifestyle, who could take on being a part of the royal family. He never once said, I want to marry a woman who's going to take me out of here.
That's right. I think he thought maybe it would be nice, but alternatively, they talked about doing the work in that engagement interview. They talked about the work of the monarchy and doing that. I mean, Harry, I think, is confused. And I think that confusion is what got him to leave the royal family. He doesn't know really what he wants. And Meghan showed him, okay, let's choose this. And he was like, okay. And that's what he did, and that's what happened. And, and no amount of Harry saying that this was his decision is going to make people believe that. Because, he said that in some of his interviews, that it was his decision to take his family out of the UK. But
right,
to go to California.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Joe, for the
on Netflix.
Thank you, Joe, for the super sticker. Yeah, it's really odd how I think what it was when Meghan came into the royal family, she pretended that she really wanted to be part of the royal family and then quickly made it herself a victim. They're mean to me, Harry. They don't understand me, Harry. They're treating me like your mom, Harry, because I'm so popular. I'm Diana 2.0. And he fell for it. I think she played upon his insecurities because he's always been very jealous of William. Living in the shadow, the spare in the air is a constant struggle that's been around forever, and she really played in on that. She really is good at that. She's a narcissist, so she sniffed it out and made him a victim. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think Meghan did the old trick? I think I'm pregnant, Harry. So they got married.
I do.
Okay, I do too. And honestly, is that okay? So here's another thing. Her dress, girl, that thing was not fitted well. It was too baggy. I thought she looked pregnant on her wedding. I'm going to be honest. I was like, is she pregnant?
Really? Yeah.
It was baggy in the front. And I'm wondering, why was her dress so ill-fitted? Was it because she thought she was pregnant in the beginning? And then she, I don't know. There was something weird about the dress. All the dresses were a mess. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They needed a little help. I think maybe because Meghan could make up her mind, but the fitting, I think she played the I'm pregnant Harry, and they had to fast track that wedding because I don't think the royal family and the Queen wanted Meghan. They did not like her. She was difficult before she even got married. Remember, she was having a lot of problems with the staff and the caterers where the Queen had to say, we don't talk to people like that, Meghan.
That's right.
About tasting egg. And I don't think they liked her. She wasn't classy. And they were like hoping he would, phase out of it.
Yeah.
And then she immediately played the I'm pregnant card. And to be honest with you, no one in the British monarchy that we know of has children out of wedlock. They are the most traditional of most of the royal families in Europe. Like in Monaco, they're kind of a mess, let's be honest. No offense, but
yeah. But they are. I
I
mean,
mean, the princess married a carny. Let's be real here. Not to be mean, but okay. They've had kids out of wedlock. They've had mistresses. Prince Albert has like 10 kids out of wedlock.
yeah,
It's not a big deal. But in the UK, no,
yeah,
that would not happen under
that
Queen
would not
Elizabeth.
happen.
No, you're
Absolutely
not
not.
having a child out of wedlock on her
Yeah,
watch. It's just they're very traditional. Right?
additional.
So if
Yeah,
Meghan came out and said, "I'm pregnant," they're running to the altar.
yeah, that's what you do. And I think Megan knew that and she played on it. And I think perhaps maybe she was or she wasn't, but said it to snare a prince. And I mean, think about it. That's why they had to cancel, I think, Eugenie's wedding and have Harry and Meghan get married first.
Now, I don't know if it has to do with the hierarchy because he is fifth in line and Eugenie was behind him. Is that why he got to do the wedding first? Or was it because maybe there was a pregnancy? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know that they ever really came out and said, did they say like, well, it's because Harry is of the hierarchy? I don't know that
No,
they
they never said that. So I was always wondering how she was.
It was implied, I think, perhaps.
Yeah, she was engaged first, and then she got married in October, and they got married in May. Because remember, by the time Meghan showed up for the wedding, she was pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think what it was. And that was the guarantee that she needed to get to move forward. And I think that's why we saw her get married first.
Because you saw the Queen's face, she was not happy. The wedding.
She was like,
she was like, oh God.
That look she gave told it all, didn't it? It told it all.
Donata says she wasn't pregnant, but he fell for it. Absolutely. I think she played that. I think I'm pregnant.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Princess usually got the Emerald Greville Kushnik tiara. That was one of my favorite wedding tiaras.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to be honest with y'all, don't come for me. I liked Meghan's wedding tiara. I thought it was a very beautiful tiara as well, kind of like the 1920s. But rumor is she wanted the emerald and the green. Nope, that's Eugenie's.
Yeah, she wanted that emerald, but she did. Hers was nice too. I thought it. I mean, which one isn't? I mean, they're all beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Gizer says the Queen's face was classic. I wish I had the video clips. They show like music in the background, and the Queen is just like, oh good Lord, like she just wanted it to be over. Right. That whole wedding was such a spectacle. It was such a spectacle.
You know what? Yeah, it looked like the Queen saw that eventual twerking video happening.
Look at her. Thank God. Can you imagine if she was still alive and she was having to see that?
She would have been appalled beyond belief.
I'm wondering if the Queen was alive, if they would have done this.
Probably, yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Stop them. I mean, they did the Oprah Winfrey interview. Nothing has stopped them.
Exactly. They did so. Yeah. It was just a matter of time before we saw that kind of video.
Yeah. Jamie says, I heard H&M were broken up. Then H went to Tom Inskip's wedding. Meghan crashed the Inskip wedding and told H she was pregnant. Later in the parking lot, people heard H yelling, "How can I know it's mine?" Oh,
wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know how Meghan ensnares these men, but she's really good at it. That is for sure.
She sure is.
MMC says she didn't know much, but she knew if she said she was pregnant, it would be a shotgun wedding. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep.
Joe says, who could fancy suck a wimp of a man that's entitled Brat Man-Child Harry? Yeah, I think honestly, Harry was just ready to get married. It was about timing. He even said during this interview where he sat down with these talk show hosts, and this is why I know that, they say you get men between ages 27 and 33. And I think he was 33 when he got married. That's around the time they start thinking about settling down, having children. And they had done an interview, which was really cute, with William and Harry talking about their father and the foundation. And he sat there and they were kind of making fun of him because in the foyer of this little building that they were working out of, there was a picture of Catherine and William, and then there was a single photo of Harry. And they were making fun of him because he was like the third wheel. that relationship. And he's like, well, I'm hoping to change that photo to me and my wife. And so you could tell he was looking for someone to bring into the royal fold to
Yep.
William and Catherine. And maybe he was unhappy on some levels because he has personal issues. But ultimately, he never wanted to leave royal life. He wanted to have a Catherine.
Yep.
So he could bring into the royal fold because William was already having his second child by the time he met, or third child, I think by the time he met Meghan, and he was living next door talking about robbing his fridge, always the third wheel. And you could tell he just kind of wanted what his brother had.
Yep.
He didn't want to
he
go off
rushed.
to Hollywood or Africa. He wanted to be part of the royal fold. If he would have married someone like Catherine or Sophie, a real woman of pedigree who would have taken on the royal ropes, I think he would be very happy and would still be in the royal fold.
Absolutely. He did it too soon. He was in a rush and he took the first woman and he made a mistake because of that reason right there you just talked about. It was a disaster waiting to happen because he was trying to fill a role way too soon, and he should have been more content with himself and his single life and just finding the right person when it was time to find the right person and then giving it time. But he was in too much of a rush. And this is the disaster you have from it now because he just couldn't, take his time, take the advice of his family, his brother, and make a good decision. Instead, he rushed and made a poor decision. And this decision is going to affect him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he was in a hurry to get married, and Meghan was in a hurry because she had
Yep.
to pop out some kids
Yep.
right? And
That's
she
right.
was 36, 37. And so she was in a hurry because I really believe, and this is what happened earlier, was after the queen saw her children all getting divorced. Remember, we had the disastrous marriage of Charles and Diana, Princess Anne and her husband, Andrew with Fergie and the whole toe sucking. The queen made a new rule that they had to date for 7 years because you're marrying into the royal fold. They have to know this person, and that person needs to understand royal life. So you need to really fully
Right.
date and vet the person. So I believe Sophie and Edward were one of the first people. They dated for 7 years before they got married. And William and Catherine also dated for 8 years before she finally got engaged, which I think was a really good thing. They got to sow their wild oats in their 20s. People always put the photos of them clubbing and being silly, but I think that was smart. They needed to get that out of their system. They needed to have their ups and downs and really get to know each other before they got married. They've been married 13 years now, 3 kids. They're in it for the long haul, right?
Yep.
But Harry and Meghan had a long distance relationship where she was the cute little weekend girlfriend and made a roasted chicken and her little jeans, and she's just so cute. But it was an act, right?
Yep.
She's an actress. You're an actress. You can act.
Yep.
Easy breezy. Nothing bothers me and not caught. I'm fine, Harry. It's just fine with your IKEA lamps. I love it here. Right? Your Africa bracelets. I just love them. We threw them away. But the point is, they were barely together for a year and a half, long distance, and boom, got engaged. They didn't know each other. He didn't know the real Meghan. He didn't know the real Meghan. He knew the fake love bombing Meghan.
That's right.
He gave him the spicy, you know what? Okay.
And the real Meghan's coming out. It's going to be coming out more and more.
Yeah, so they didn't know each other. They were barely together 2 years when they got married, and most of it was long distance, and she was putting on an act. But remember, she became a bridezilla, and people were starting to see the negative side of her. But Harry was so in love with her, he didn't matter. He was ready to get married.
So, I'm so sorry, Michelle. My dog, I might have to get ready to go. My dog.
No, that's okay. Well, guys, we have taken up PDina's time for an hour and 15 minutes.
I don't mind. It's just that Otis is going crazy right now. He is.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But you guys go and subscribe to PDina's channel. I know that the admins have put her link in the description. And okay, Michelle, can we please give PDina Charity a shout out? or how to donate. Thank you, Joe.
That's
Yes,
so nice.
talk about your charity,
Yeah,
please.
so we provide life skills to underserved youth, and we have several classes coming up this summer. We're doing an art social class now, and then a financial literacy class later. If you want to help support, you can just go to lifesmarteducation.org and just click donate and donate. That would be amazing. And sign up to get our newsletter to learn more about what we're doing.
Yay! And Carol has dropped a link. Let's get PDina to 175,000.
Wow.
Girl.
Awesome.
Have you ever thought that it would get to that point when you started talking about Harry and Meghan?
Yeah, that is, oh my goodness. I'm just so grateful for everybody's support, really.
Oh, well, we're here to support you, and we're so glad that you were able to join us. What can we expect next on your next video? When is your
Well,
next video coming out?
I think I'm going to put out one later today, probably closer to 5 o'clock, but just talking about what's going on with Harry right now. I just really want to bring attention to the current situation with Harry. And just maybe some will come out before I post my video that I can add to it, but definitely like an update on Harry right now. I think, especially with Trooping the Color coming out this Father's Day, and just, just so much there that he's going through. I think I want to highlight that today.
Right. Okay. And
You have my Facebook page as well. You can watch my videos with Otis on my Facebook page.
Oh, yeah. She's got Facebook. She does have a book on Amazon. You guys can check out her book on Amazon. What is the title of your book?
Gone Global, A Journey to Somewhere Abroad, where I talk about, do I have it? Oh, yeah, here we go. Turned Global, Journey to Somewhere Abroad. And I just talk about my experiences living internationally. And I also talk about Meghan and her experiences as a Black American woman.
Otis, Mama's working. We also have Padina's Patreon here, guys, if you want to go join her Patreon. And by the way, I do have your book. I need to read it. I do. I did buy your book. I just haven't had a chance to read it when I moved to my new place. I still need to organize my office. But you guys, please go over and support the lovely Padina for being here. She really does give teachable moments from a different perspective on Harry and Meghan. You're going to learn something new every time you go over and check out her channel.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you.
It's been fun. I feel spoiled. I got to hang out with you twice this week. We have to do this again. This was fun.
Absolutely. I enjoyed being here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Well, everyone, thank y'all so much for stopping by the live. Happy Father's Days to everyone out there who is a father for two-legged or four-legged children. Happy Heavenly Father's Day to all of us who have a father in heaven. Thank you guys so much for spending your Sunday with us. And we hope to see y'all very, very soon. Thanks, Padina.
Thank you. Bye, you guys. Bye.